My name is Scott. My 2 words are striving and surrendered. As I was growing up, I heard and believed that if I succeeded in a couple areas of my life, that I would experience satisfaction and joy. And the areas that I latched onto for success were academics and athletics and making money. And as a junior high and high school kid, I achieved a fair amount of success in those 3 areas. Worked hard in school and got good grades, and focused in on one sport and got decent at that one. And then in terms of money, I ran a business, ran it for myself, and then hired little kids to work for me while I went out and got another job. But what I quickly discovered was that every time I reached one of the goals I set for myself, I would just set a higher goal and then a higher goal. And the joy that I was really looking for from those things was very elusive. Around that same time, my mom and my sister had started a relationship with God, and I didn't realize that's what they'd done at the time, but it got me curious about spiritual things. A couple of years later, between my junior and senior year of high school, someone gave me an explanation of what it means to enter into a relationship with God, that Jesus had died on the cross to take the penalty for my sin, and that sin had been what had kept me from God. And what I realize in hindsight is that that's what I had been looking for all those years through success. I was trying to find the joy that I could actually experience from being connected with God. So all of that striving wasn't getting me what I really wanted, but Jesus offered that. And so as I entered into that relationship with God, I started to experience the satisfaction of life that He really had designed me for. And honestly, up until a couple of years ago, that word satisfaction is probably the second word I would have used, striving to satisfied. But to be honest with you, that word today sounds a little too cheerful for how my life has been. 2 years ago, my son Jaden, who was 11 years old, died, and it's been incredibly hard. But what I've experienced is that God has continued to meet me in that, and He has sustained us and been incredibly close to us through it. And though I don't know if satisfied is the best word that I would use anymore, it's still true in many ways about my life. I think a better word for how I feel about life these days is surrendered. I do trust God that no matter what comes in my life, whether it's the really happy stuff that make me feel satisfied or whether it's the most difficult and painful things that I could ever even imagine, I trust God. He cares for me and He's able to take care of me. And so I'm not striving to get a life that God doesn't have for me, but I'm accepting and surrendered to the life that He has for me. I'm Scott. Those are my 2 words.